Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Now today I want to address basically an important message that I want to deliver regarding the Dragon Ball Super dub. Now it's not regarding any of the key scenes or the episodes or the performances of the voice actors throughout the dub. No, it's more about the community and basically what I've been seeing throughout the dub videos, you know, in my comment section and whatnot. And most of you guys are really cool with responding with your own feedback about the dub and whatnot, and it's been really cool to see everyone's opinions. And I talk to, Chaos Kingdom and Mr. Ninja Star about it sometimes, and it's really cool to get that discussion going, but sometimes I get some criticism regarding, me basically saying and comparing the dub versus the sub, the Japanese versus the English. People sometimes get it twisted that I hate the dub or want to really criticize it, which can't be, too far from the truth. It's... Honestly, I don't hate the dub, I really do enjoy it, and even if I do hate the dub, maybe I'm just comparing it to the Japanese just because I hate it, which is not true, but let's say it is. That's completely genuine, it's an opinion, If I love the Japanese version, hate the dub, that's perfectly fine, and people should just accept that, honestly. And I believe, I did a video about Dragon Ball FighterZ criticism versus hate, and it's basically the same thing that I'm going to talk about here, except with the English dub. Dragon Ball Super English dub, criticism versus hate. You're allowed to criticize something all you want, you're allowed to hate something all you want, and that's an opinion. And the reason why I compare the Japanese to the English is not out of a hatred or, a sheer just disgust for the English dub since I really like it. It's just I find it interesting comparing the Japanese lines, not even the performances per se, just the Japanese dialogue to the English dialogue and see what they change. That's criticism, that's how it works. And if I'm critical of the dub, that doesn't mean I hate it automatically. I think we've gotten to an age where it's like, if you criticize Super, for instance, not even the dub, but, back in the day when people used to criticize Super, you automatically hated it. Or if you defended Super, you're a Super apologist. MJTV, he made a video, my good friend MJ, he made a video about the Super apologists, phrase, and he basically just debunked the whole entire Super Apologist phrase, and it was a really good video. I urge you to check it out. I believe he titled it, the Dragon Ball community, because he didn't know what to title it, but yeah, that's either here nor there. The point is that you're allowed to criticize something, and I think this fandom has gotten a bit, black and white in terms of, you criticize this, that means you hate it, or, you absolutely defend this, this scene or whatever, that means you like the whole thing. I like the Dragon Ball Super dub, and it's kind of irritating when I see, comments like, oh, you hate this Dragon Ball Super dub because you criticized one of the lines, or you really should know what an adaptation is, buddy, because, the translations don't have to be 100% accurate, stop being such a stickler for this 100%, translation thing. And I'm not. I know Dragon Ball Super, the dub, is an adaptation. I do understand that. There's going to be changes, but what I find interesting, like throughout the whole entire backlog of my videos, I've said time and time again that the Dragon Ball Super dub is an adaptation and changes are bound to be made to fit American audiences and also the lip flaps, but I just find it interesting comparing the Japanese versus the English, not out of hatred or spite, for one another, for either side, just because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball and I like experiencing it from both ends and talking about it. That's really it. And, I've seen a couple of other people do this, and I hope they don't get criticism about it in the comment section. And I'm not talking about my subscribers. I'm not talking about, the people that watch my videos, give me actual feedback and, just give their thoughts. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about those 1% of people that just hate and say, fuck you, fuck your channel, you clickbaiting piece of shit. That's an actual comment that I got. And, you know, in the Discord, I was, like, laughing about it, because it's really, you know, I don't care. But it's just like, is that what the Dragon Ball fandom has come to? And I realized that it's all internet stuff. You know, at KamehamehaCon, nobody was attacking each other about the dub and sub preferences, and they just let people be Dragon Ball fans, and that's what I kind of want to bring to this community. You know, we compare the dub and the sub in this channel, but we don't hate one or the other. You know, it's fine to agree or disagree, and it's fine to hate or love, you know, the dub or the sub. It's fine to do that, but let's just compare for fun, and that's it. It's not out of, you know, the dub should be 100% accurate, even though it should show a level of, you know, it should show a level of accuracy, because it is adapting the Japanese script and the Japanese story, so it should be accurate to a certain extent, but I'm not saying that it can't, you know, deviate and do stuff, you know, different from the original. And just because I compare, just because I make the comparison of the dub versus sub, that doesn't mean I'm shaming the dub at all, and it doesn't mean I'm glorifying the subbed version, because there's criticisms that I have with the Japanese Dragon Ball dub. Same thing with the Dragon Ball English dub, specifically Super. You know, I think that the scripts are too liberal, and that's just me. I'm not saying that they're not accurate, I'm just saying that sometimes this doesn't go for the whole entire dub, this goes for some of the time. The English dub scripts can be a little too liberal. One example, Super Saiyan Please. But yeah, it's just, people just have this black and white. If you compare the dub versus sub, you're automatically, you know, one of those dub versus sub debaters. It's like, I don't care about that debate. That debate is worthless to me. What I care about is just comparing, contrasting, because it's fun. I want to have a friendly, fun debate. Not, well, it's not even a debate. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts, but you know, people have that sort of mentality of that dub versus sub, you know, that old debate, you know, fuck you if you think the dub is better, or fuck you if you think that Japanese is better. You know, it's just, we're not about that on the channel. And, you know, when I compare the Dragon Ball Super, you know, dub versus sub, it's not out of hatred. It's really not. And I can't stress that enough. And, you know, I got a comment the other day that it's like, oh, you have to be 100% with the translations, and you think that the dub has to be 100%. That's not true. That can't be farther from the truth. You know, it's just weird how people get stuff so wrong about the Frozen Particle channel, and about, you know, the dub videos that people put out. You know, Mr. Ninja Star, good friend of mine, he put out, you know, Dragon Ball dub videos, and I think he's still planning to, but, you know, I hope he doesn't get as much, you know, criticism that he gets, you know, for saying that Calamus is better than who, and, you know, so-and-so, because it's just an opinion at the end of the day. I think people need to realize that. Stop calling people, you know, dub apologists or sub haters, because this is not just the dub fans attacking the sub fans, this is also the sub fans attacking the dub fans. I'm tired of it. And I feel like people compare all they want, compare scenes out of Dragon Ball Super dub, and yeah, it should be totally fine, and people should have opinions. People shouldn't be labeled and put in these boxes. I think it's quite fucking obnoxious and pretty annoying, to be honest. I really do think that, and you know, the discussions I have on Discord, they're perfectly peaceful. They're perfectly, you know, because we're not out here attacking others for their preferences. And, you know, when we do get heated, it's mostly like in a joking setting. You know, we're just having a laugh. So that's my, you know, personal Discord, by the way. But yeah, just all of my friends, you know, MJTV, Geekdom 101, Tragic, you know, Mayo, Maruyasha, Tengen Kage, people like that. We don't care whether you love the dub or the sub or whatever. It's just, we love Dragon Ball and we want to talk about it. And in my case specifically, I do Dragon Ball dub videos, and of course I'm gonna compare. You know, why wouldn't you have expectations regarding the Dragon Ball Super dub, since I did bunch of the Japanese before, and this is just another cycle of history repeating itself. You know, bottom line, I love both the Japanese dub and I do like the Dragon Ball Super English dub as well. And I think people get that twisted because just because you criticize something or you compare something, compare two things, in this case the Japanese versus the English dialogue, most of the time not even a performance, just the dialogue, you get called an apologist, you get called a hater, and I'm just kind of sick of these blanket black and white terms. So that is the difference between Dragon Ball Super English dub criticism versus hate. I hope you enjoyed this little, I wouldn't even say a rant, it's just kind of a community response here, and yeah, my job is to just basically ensure that we have fun, awesome discussions, civil discussions that, we can compare both the Japanese and the English, but it just doesn't turn into a streaming match in the comment section, that's, what I want, at least, and yeah. That's gonna do it for me, so I urge you to please rate, comment, and subscribe. That has been Dragon Ball Super English Dub Criticism versus Hate. You're allowed to criticize something, you're even allowed to hate something, but just because you criticize something doesn't mean you should be labeled as a hater. Doesn't mean you should, if you defend something, be labeled as an apologist. I'm sick of these blanket terms because they really just hold no validity, and yeah, that's basically it. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, as I said before, and I'll catch you next time. See you guys later.